going on, guys? Today we're going to be replacing the front stabilizer bar bushings on a 2006 Toyota Corolla. Just in case y'all didn't know, this is my Corolla. I have a ultra racing front strut bar and a short ram intake. It's a little bit ghetto, yeah, but you know, she does me well. It's a good car. So we're gonna fix these bushings. I've already replaced the bushings. I forgot to grease them because I'm a dingus. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how to get to them because it can be kind of confusing. They're up on the subframe. It's hard to get to. Probably gonna have to go buy special wrenches. So yeah, let's get into it. First step is, of course, get your jack. Make sure your e-brake is on. Have some jack stands ready and be ready to take off the wheels. Alright guys, so this is a good chance to learn from one of my mistakes. Go ahead and crack your lug nuts loose before you get your wheel off of the ground. And make it a whole lot easier to get off. So, alright guys, so basically this nut, right, the bolt that goes through it that's on this here, it has a hex head, like an Allen key thing. And sometimes, if you're unlucky, like, let's see. That's interesting. Don't you love it when parts don't fit? So on each side, you're gonna have one of these, and sometimes the whole unit wants to spin, so you gotta get yourself some of these things, and put it in the center. This is the wrong size, but I'm just saying. You get this on there like that, and then you can loosen it so that the whole unit doesn't spin. But this one I installed in the summer, and it's just spinning the nut. So go ahead and get this off of here. I already did the other side, and the reason that I was saying that part about the Allen key and the regular wrench is because that side decided that the whole unit was gonna spin instead of just the thing coming off like that. See, so now loosening this, once you get this off, you'll be able to easier access to the bushings. So once you have both of these off, put them to the side like this so that you can freely move this for the most part, or a little bit better than you could before. Anyways, put your stuff together, and we need to get under. You're gonna need some, unless you want to take 6 million years, you're gonna need some wrenches like this so that you can get on the bracket a little bit easier because it's in a really tough location right there. So I'm gonna see if I can't find the right size here. Quickly get these off. We're gonna try a 14 mil. I'm gonna try to position my phone somewhere so y'all can see what I'm doing. I think it may be a little bit smaller at a 13 millimeter. Okay, may even be a 12. Yeah, so looking at 4 12mm bolts to get this thing off. And if you can't tell from how much I'm struggling, these bolts really suck to get to. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here, loosen these things up for a decade or so. And I'll get back to y'all when I get them off. Real quick. There's the bushing, the bolts. There's your frickin' O2 sensor. There's the other bushing and the bolt. It's real tight under here, so if you're claustrophobic, I would not suggest doing this repair yourself. Yeah, just get these 2 bolts out, and then we'll go from there. Just want to point out, I'm not a professional mechanic, so, I mean, unless you're another retarded teenager who doesn't have the money to take their car to the shop, I wouldn't take my advice. This is like a last-ditch effort. The reason I'm posting this video is there's nothing on the internet about it. That's why I'm in the situation that I am, and I didn't grease these before I put them on. So I'm having to take them off again. So I'm making this video for you fools so that you don't mess up like I did. So, got the ones in the rear off, right? The rears are gonna be the hardest. You're either gonna have to sit there for a year and a half with, you know, your regular old wrench, or if you have some ratcheting wrenches, you can use those. But it still takes a long time. With these, though, you can just get on them with a ratchet. Makes it a lot quicker. I would suggest wearing gloves, especially if you have a high mileage car. Got a whole lot of grease, oil, stuff of that nature going on around here. And, yeah. So, just go through, get these broken free. Not 100% sure if you're gonna be able to see this just with a car that, you know, hasn't been modified at all, because I have taken my fender wells out. You might have to remove your inner wheel wells, but this is what the bolt looks like. Make sure you get the washer that's on every single one of them. Keep them all in one place, safe together. And yeah, I'll get back to you when I get the other one out. Got off all 4 of our bolts out. We're gonna go ahead and clean them up. Make sure there's nothing on them when we put them back in the car. And before we put them in, throw some WD-40. Go ahead and reach in here. Grab the bracket. Pull the bar forward. You can just grab the bracket off of there. And then pull back the bushing. Need to position y'all somewhere. Alright, whatever. Your view is probably terrible, but hey. Can't always be perfect. Here's our bushing. Our bracket. Go ahead and degrease these things with brake clean. And the area where everything is sitting, so you're gonna want to get up in here and hit back here with brake clean and the subframe where it sits. So once you have your bushings and your brackets, just gonna blast them down real good. Go ahead and wipe them off. I'll get back with y'all with the greasing. Yeah, but go ahead, take a shop towel, wipe down your the brackets, the bolts, even the bushings if they've been sitting outside, the bar itself, the subframe where it sits. Wipe it all down with a towel and some brake clean so that you make sure there's no old grease or dirt to contaminate your new grease that you're throwing in there with the new bushings, so that they last as long as they possibly can. So once you have done all of this and you got some grease, I got some Mollygraph multi-purpose grease, automotive grade. Just gonna get some of this crap. Gonna take the outer part, get some on there real good. Get yourself a thin layer all the way across this. Like that. Get it all up on there. Don't gotta look pretty, ain't nobody gonna see it. Just make sure it's greased. And yeah. Once you have your new bushing greased up real nice, you just gotta position the phone so y'all can see what's going on. Just gonna get up in here and squeeze this around that bar, snug it up against that little metal ring, and that's that. Grab your other one. Where can I position y'all? Low power mode. All right. Now, take it. Oh, there went y'all's view. Sorry about that. No, there went y'all all together. So, both of our new bushings are in now. One on that side. Let's see. One on the other side. This one was a bit more of a struggle, as you can see. But yeah, now all you gotta do is get this bracket on. trying to... Okay. No. Okay. So, before you throw it in, take the bracket and just throw one last big old glob of grease in there. And then we're just gonna come around and snug that thing on there. Also, you can see this from the engine bay. If you look hard enough, there's the stabilizer bar. Right there. Come on down in here. I'll get that extra close up on this one. Oh. Almost forgot our extra grease. So, I accidentally stopped recording. I got the extra grease on there. We got both of the bushings in. Now it's time to get our bolts, get them things put back in, get her going. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some WD-40 Specialist Penetrant on our bolts here. Before we go ahead and put them back in. Takes you a second to get it centered up and everything, but once you got it, it's smooth sailing. And basically, you're just gonna want to get this finger tight, give it a couple turns with a wrench, go to the other side, up under the car, couple turns with a wrench, come back to this side, couple turns with a wrench, under the car side, couple turns with a wrench, until all of your bolts are fastened down as hard as you need them. I don't know the torque specs for this. I don't really know who would, being that you would have to be Gandalf to get a damn torque wrench in there. Can barely get a regular wrench, so yeah. Spin your bolts around in some WD-40. Prevent rust and all, some other shit, I don't know. And yeah. Alright, y'all. Got the brackets seated down, greased up. And last thing you're gonna wanna do is grab a shop towel or something, wipe off some of that excess grease. This crap will collect dirt, can get slung somewhere else in the vehicle, get real greasy. And yeah, so just go ahead, all the grease that got pushed out of the bushing, wipe it off. Both sides. Once you've done that for both sides, all you really need to do is put your wheels back on and you're ready to go. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. This took about 4 hours probably, but I wasn't, rushing or anything, taking my time. I ate lunch too. So, yeah, you can do this yourself. It's not that hard. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Hope I helped you out a little bit. If I didn't, well, sorry about that. And yeah, see y'all next time.